Okay, so you can hear me. Good. Is everything good?
Yes, sir.
Great. Okay. All right. So 8:01. So let's get started. Hopefully some more people will join us. So before we get to module 2, any questions you wanna do right away? No questions right now? Okay, that's fine. So if you have any questions while we're talking about it, you can stop me or you can chat. Either way will fine. Okay. So before I get into module 2, so make sure check your grades. Okay. Because this is every week we have quite a few number of things. So you want to make sure your stuffs are graded. So far I have graded, we don't have that many right now, but attendance quiz and what else we had it? Quiz 0 in terms of email, right? Then I'm going to work on my assignment 1 a couple of days. So hopefully I can get it done in a couple of days. So you can check your grades on grades section, or you can go to individual section of assignments or quizzes. Okay, then you'll see the feedback. If you don't see feedback, means you're doing good. So assuming you get the total possible points. Okay, and also, okay. Sometimes I may just grade them as a batch, so it may not show. It may show as incomplete or ungraded in assignment or quizzes, but it will show up in the grades section because sometimes I do grade them as a batch, meaning that I can grade at once, rather than grade them individually. Okay, so that's why you need to check both assignment and grade section because there could be a little bit discrepancy. But eventually the grade section will tell all the scores you have. Okay, so let me switch my screen just a second. So I want to talk about module 2. Okay, and I'm going to share my screen. All right. Okay, so can you see it? Module 2. Is anybody trying to ask us questions or something? Because I thought I heard something. Okay, make sure you're muted when you are not talking. All right. Anyways, module 2. I should have been the student view, just like that. So module 2. So if I can give you summary of module 2. Here we go. I think I already just open up my Word and make it a little bit bigger. Here we go. So the textbook kind of give you idea of how to use more formatting or editing, right? So it's still kind of, you can say it's kind of introductory or basic skills, if you just want to categorize in terms of skills. So, because we still talk about fonts, color, background, and there comes some calculation, simple calculations, how to calculate profit and percentage, right? Those things we show in this module, and how to format dates, time. And good thing about all those are you already knew it from Word. Okay, there's a very little difference, so you don't have to worry about too much. Assuming you had a Word, you use Word every day. And alignment, indent, rotate, cell reference could be slightly different from Word. That's another types of formatting. Merge, group of cells. So why don't we do a little bit of those? So let me see. I have a Word document. There you go. So let's say I have this, and we are talking about alignment, rotate. Okay. So let's say you want to align your cell content. I'm in cell A1, and there's alignment group, right? That's on the Home tab. And you have different types of alignment you want to do: left, center, middle, all different. And here's the one thing you can kind of play a little bit differently, so that you can set the content different angle. You can do vertical, rotate text up, down, clockwise, so that you can just show the different angles of your text, for example. So that's what alignment group will give you. And merge cells. So that's one of those functions we use all the time. So let's say you want to merge, why don't I merge those two, cell A1, B1 into one cell, right? So all you do is just go to alignment groups again, you have merge and center right there. So you can do merge in different way, but default is merge and center. So those two items will be merged in and put it into the center. But you may lose some text because you have two different text in each cell. So merge and center is right there. You can always unmerge, okay? But I think it's lost the original text. So even if you have a document with a merged cell, then you can always unmerge again with this, right? So that's the merging. And one of new functions in module 2 is average, okay? So basically that's a pretty straightforward function. So take the sum, divide by number of items, okay? So average function is there. And applying cell style, that's the formatting your worksheets. Let's say you want to format this row 1 across. So I'm going to highlight. Then I'm going to go to cell style right here. Then you have a bunch of different cell style you can apply to, right? There's different cell style depending on what function you want to give to. Or you can just give it different heading, different font, color, size, then theme the cell style, so that different percentages so that it give you lighter or a little bit darker depending on percentage. So that's how you're going to work with cell style right here. Okay. All right. Then copy and paste. Copy and paste, it comes to every module, but this thing is specific to the format painter, right? Formatting. I'm not sure we have a format painter in Word. Yeah, we have Word here too. See the Word? This is Word, but you have format painter as well. Okay. The same thing in Excel. So we can do this using format painter on the home tab right here so that it works like a copy and pasting the format. Not the formula, not the content, but format like a color, fonts, or what they call borders can be copied and pasted. For example, I want to use this style, copy and paste using format painter. So I go to format painter right here, just click this icon. Then I can apply to, let's say, row 2 across, right? Or you can apply entire data set. So it'll copy and paste the format only, okay? So format painter is very useful. Okay, now find and place. The same thing as Word. You can find, you can use the find and place, replace in Excel as well. So if you go to Home tab across right here, so you have find and replace, just like you're using Word. So just type the word or number that you're finding you want to replace with, and you can do so right here. Okay. Then next we have changing workbook theme. Theme is again formatting your workbook or worksheets. So this theme is under page layout. If you go to page layout tab, there's theme. So you have different theme. It's like a template, combination of different color, different layout. So you have office, facet, gallery, all kinds of different themes. However, these themes may not be displayed same across, different editions of Excel, because some Excel like 19 or 2016 may have different theme, and also same thing in web version may have slightly different kinds of theme. So just watch out for that. All right. Highlight cells with conditional format. Actually, there's conditional formatting. Okay. So anytime you want to use conditional formatting, meaning that we can highlight cell or area of cells or numbers. Okay, so here we go. It must be in Home tab. So let's say I want to find out, I want to highlight final cost in column G, let's say top 5 highest costs. So I'm going to highlight those. Then I'm going to go to conditional formatting right here in the style area. And I'm going to go to highlight cells. Then if you don't see the top bottom, then you go to next to is top to bottom rules. So we talk about top 5. So I'm going to click top 10 items. All you do is just change it to top 5. So in the box, you type number 5. Then you determine what color or what color font you want to show. So right here, so you can do red, yellow, green, or you can customize if you want it. Okay. So there you go. So those are the 5 top 5 final costs. You can do other highlights. So for example, in the same final cost column, go to conditional formatting. can do percentage as well. Top 10% or whatever number of percent. You can do bottom 10 or bottom 10% or different number of percent. You can do above average, meaning that it's going to highlight all numbers above average. So you don't have to know the average and you don't have to calculate the average because you're going to just highlight them, right? So for example, I'm going to highlight those numbers above average on column G. So I'm going to click that. Then you determine which color, let's say yellow. Then I'm going to click OK. So those yellow highlighted numbers are above average. All others are maybe equals to or less than average. So this disadvantage of this is you don't know the average, right? So you have to calculate it if that's what you want. So that's the how to use conditional formatting. So as I told you, there are many other rules you can apply. If you can go to highlight cells rules, so that you can do greater than. For example, this time I want to do column F. Column F, highlight, conditional formatting. Let's say I want to highlight numbers greater than 15 and determine the color or shades, green. There you go. Okay, so pretty straightforward. So you can have less than, you can have between two numbers, like a 0 and 10, or negative, or whatever, two different numbers, right? Also, you can do equal to a specific number, or you can use even texts. For example, let's say I want to highlight specific words in this example. So I'm going to go to, actually this is the text box, so I cannot use the conditional format. So I'm going to just copy and put it over here. So I have some text so that I can highlight, use conditional formatting so that I can highlight text, word showing up here. What kind of words you want to highlight? I say reference. I want to highlight the reference. Then you determine the word, then you you determine the color. And this time, what about red texts? And there you go. Those are the I think it's highlight the cell, entire cell containing the word reference. Okay, so. And you can also use conditional formatting with a date. And duplicate value, meaning that assuming you have a duplicate values or duplicate texts, you can correct them. What you're doing is you're going to highlight column or number of columns. Then you go to conditional formatting, highlight cell, then you go to duplicate value. Then you set duplicate. Then how you're going to highlight it? Again, this whatever color, then it'll show, with whatever color you determine. And if there's no duplicate, it will be, pretty much same thing. Nothing happened, right? So that's the duplicate values under highlight cells. Data bars are just showing the visual representation. For example, I want to highlight this. I want to apply data bars with whatever color, let's say solid fill. Then it'll show the bar, horizontal bar, depending on the number. The larger the number, the the larger the bar, for example. Okay. So that's under conditional formatting. All right. So any questions so far? And last one I have in this list is printing. I mean, how to format for printing. So I'm going to go to Excel. Let's say I want to print, but only portion. Let's say I want to just print this area. Okay, not the entire worksheets. So I'm going to go to page layout. Then you're going to go to print area. Then you're going to click set print area. Then if you run print, then it'll print only the area you set. Okay, as you can see. Then you can go back and just clear print area. So that next time you don't do the same printing. Okay. And there are other things you can do with the printing setup. So it's mostly under page setup here. Okay. So you can determine the margin, orientation, just like a Word, size. You can insert the page break, for example, manual page break. Because the idea is if you look at print preview right now, I have 2 pages, right? So right now I have 2 pages. So if you want to insert more pages, for example, you want to divide this first page into 2 pages, then you go to break, then you insert page break, then you determine how you're going to break it, like that. Then you're going to have a 3 pages. Okay. So depending on how you're going to show it. So undo it. Then also print titles. So where's my Word? There you go. And also we have assignment, then we have exercise for module 2. All right, this is just exercise, so you don't have to submit it. So it's not required to submit it. You can practice it. So idea is just trying to practice, for example, finding percentage. If you're not comfortable with calculating percent, that's the first thing. Same thing, actually, number 1, number 2 is, playing with percentage. Number 3 is for applying average function, okay? Average function with 2 decimal places, applying 2 decimal places to the currency, then changing the currency symbol. So it doesn't have to be $sign. It could be euro or other types of currency. And setting up accounting format in terms of using currency and border style. That's the number 3. Number 4 is using conditional formatting, just like I showed you. Highlight column, then apply top or bottom, values. Those are the 4 things. I put it up here for exercise. Again, just you can practice it. And here's what I did. So that was the first one, just playing with percentage. Okay. Notice that this is how you're going to calculate the percentage, right? In a manual way. But in Excel, if you do so, well, you can still find the percentage. It is 36%. But if you look at Home tab and the number format, it is number. It's not percentage style, percent style, right? Word and Excel has percent style, but if you click percent, try to convert right now but it's going to give you 3600%. Okay, because what you have is already 36. It's not decimal number. It's a whole number, right? So if you want to use this percent format, percent style in Excel, you should not multiply by 100. So you take it as a decimal number, then you apply percent style right here in the toolbar. Then in Excel give you percent style, and you can, adjust whatever decimal places, 2 decimal places, for example. So there's a difference between this number and that number, even though it's the same percent as we understand, but in Excel format, they are different number format. One is percent style, the other is just number or general format. Okay, so in Excel, I think you better do with this type of calculation for percentage. So not apply 100, not multiplying 100. Okay, so that you can just use the percent style here. I think that's easier in Excel. Like I said, if you do so, because some students make a mistake trying to convert it into percent because they're already percent, but you're trying to convert it again, then it'll give you a large number, right? Which is not right. So that's something you need to be careful when it comes to the percentage. Okay, so determine how you're going to do it. Whether you're going to just skip the multiplication, or you're going to just skip it, but you need to do it consistently. Okay, but I think across this textbook, they don't do this multiplication, so they just use it simpler way so that they can apply percent style. Okay. So let me know if you have any questions about percentage. The second one I have here on the exercise, so I put it into Excel. All you do is just find the sum. So I'm going to show it so I'm switching back and forth between formula view and normal view. So all you do is just control tilde. Tilde is like wave thing on your keyboard. So you can just press at the same time, go back and forth. So you can check your formula, or you can print your formula as well. So this is normal view, this is formula view. So anyway, so all I did was just give a sum, then you divide by sum. Again, I multiply by 100 because that's how we do it manually, right? So rather than doing that, I'm just gonna remove the multiplication, then keep the decimal, then I use percent style and apply 2 decimal places. Okay. But that's the way to go, I believe, in Excel. So I just autofill to rest of the column. So that all follow the same formula, right? And next one was using average, right? So I put it into Excel just like that. Average is right here, column F. Average across B to E, which is January to April. Okay. Then number 4 was using conditional formatting. So what was that? Bottom 3 across all quarters. Bottom 3. So I'm going to go to conditional formatting, top, bottom rules. Bottom 10, then just change the number to 3, then okay. Those 3 numbers are bottom 3 numbers, right? Then top 10%, 10% off for Q4. Q4. Okay, top 10%, right? Because it's only 5, so it's 1 out of 5, so 10%. And there's other small things like insert a icon, which is object, or what they call icon or shape. So that's under Insert tab. You can use the picture, shape, or icon. Icon you have to search for. Right? So in this example, I think what they say, arrows, right? So I'm going to show the arrows like right here. If those numbers indicating upward, then you want to show the up arrow. Numbers are trending downwards, you want to show the down arrow. So that's that kind of idea I want to do. So I go to icon, then you just type arrow, and you have different kinds of arrows. So I'm going to show this, insert, then you just adjust size and put it right there. Something like that. So that's another small thing you can do with. So that's the basically exercise is about. I think I have one more thing. Practice new function. So that's I think this is a requirement, right? Practice new functions. I didn't have it before, but I thought, well, why not add one? Because module 2 doesn't have any new functions except average. And there are hundreds of functions in Excel. And actually, the textbook covers only a fraction of it. So I think even though you complete this textbook, doesn't mean you know half of it. You may know only 10%, 20% of the Excel can provide. So I want to provide as much. So this is one of them. And here we go. So this is the same thing that you're going to see in that practice new function 1. So basically these functions are only text-based, meaning manipulating text, not the number. So it's kind of unique. So people think it's Excel for the only numbers, but there are a bunch of functions can work with text or other types of data. So here we go. So this is how you're going to show words from the left side, meaning you're going to extract the word from the leftmost position. So right here, right? So I want to extract first 3 characters. So all you do is just type it in left. And you're going to just select or type the number. And how many characters. There you go. ABC is written. So I'm going to just autofill all the way. So pretty simple because it's extract from the left side. The right function will again is going to extract the text from the right side. Okay. So let's do that. That's equal right of this number, 4 of them, right? From right side. So that's pretty much straightforward, left and right. Mid is a little bit different, right? Mid need one more item, one more variable, okay? So you need to show where this extraction starts. So that's the number 2 position, okay? So the extraction must start from the 5th position from the left side. Then how many characters you're going to extract? 3 characters, okay? So that's what this mid function will work. Same thing, I'm going to just apply the exactly same function. It's going to extract the character from the 5th position and how many? 3 letters. So that's why you're going to see the 3 letters in the result. Okay, next, upper and lower. So you're going to make uppercase, all uppercase, or all lowercase, which is sometimes it's useful. So all you do is just type upper and select the cell. Same thing to rest of the column. Or, make all lower and lower and select the cell. And there you go, all lowercase. And here's the formula view. I want to make sure everything, make sure you guys are okay. All right. All right. So upper, lower, right? Now, this thing is a little bit different. So it's a little bit more interesting because we're going to manipulate a little bit more intelligently. One is can-cat. I think you don't have text join, right? Text join. Well, I think I deleted it from the set. But let's just do can-cat. So that's a short for concatenation, meaning that we're going to combine. Okay. So what we're going to do is combine these 2 cells into one. Okay. So that we have John first name, Smith last name in different cells. But why not just put it into one cell? So that's the idea, using can-cat. Okay. So all you do is just type equal can-cat. Here's the syntax actually. Okay. And you show the first cell that you want to combine. Then because you want to show a space between first name and last name, we insert a blank right here. So that's how blank will create in Excel. Double quotes, right? 2 double quotes. Then between them, there's a blank. There's a space. If you give it 2 spaces, because press 2 times the space bar, it'll give you more space because you have 2 spaces. Right? You can give a further or longer space if you want it. So that's the idea. Then the third one is the second cell you want to combine. Okay. So if you apply this to this, there we go. That's what happens. Don't worry about this. So can-cat A33 is first name, comma, double quotes, and again, there's a space between double quotes. Okay. Then let's say to confirm this, I want to add more spaces. Like that. And then last one is a second cell which contains the last name, right? So as you can see, between John and Smith, we have more spaces because I just gave them more spaces, right? All right. So that's the idea. So you can just apply this to rest of the column, then you do the same thing just as a practice. And so I think you can do a little more, different way. You can apply this to different way, right? Let's say you want to show a comma. Okay. So what we do is just give a last name, right? Comma, then your first name. Unlike this one. And how are you going to do that? Okay. So I'm going to ask you a question now. So this is my question. If you want to show this names, but this is just full name, first name, last name, but If you want to show last name, comma, a space followed by first name, how are you going to use this can-cat function? Any volunteer? Anyone?
Would it be concat parenthesis and then actually write in the name that you want to put, like the actual text of the name, or no? Just to guess.
Well, you can use the name. You can enter the name in the function, or you can refer to the cell reference. Either way, but the idea is you need to show. It's just almost same as what we have, right? Only it's just reverse, right? So B34 comes first, which is the last name, comma. I'm going to type it in. Okay. So it's can-cat. Right. So last name. I'm going to use the John Smith. So what do you think I need to do in the double quotes? Say,
Leave a space. Put a space.
last name, comma, a space followed by first name. So, comma comes first, right? Then space.
Do we always have to put that quotation mark in there?
Right. Double quotation
Okay.
to show the texts other than number.
So it's telling the program that you're making a space.
Exactly, right. Telling the Excel we are using text, not the number.
Do we have to put two? Because I noticed there's only one so far. Or is that something new?
No, I'm not finished. I'm not finished.
Okay, thank you.
So idea is just like that, just like here. I'm going to just do the same thing. Right, Smith. Then I have a space right after comma, then double quotes, comma, then John. So the reason I used the cell reference previously right here is easier, right? All you do is just click. But in this case, I need to type it in double quotes. So it easily make a mistake because it's punctuation. As you can see, it's John Smith. I mean, Smith, comma, John, right? Which would be same thing as I'm going to use cell reference. And as you can see in the formula view, I entered different way, right? So in Excel, when you enter text in the formula, you need to use double quotes, telling Excel this is text, not the number. Okay.
So what's the true part mean?
Oh, you mean text join?
Well, right after text to join, there is in the red, it shows writing the word true. I'm not really sure what that means.
Right. I didn't go into there, but
Okay.
I meant to delete it, but this is old one, so I had it. But well, why not just take a look? So this is same. It will do the same thing as a cancat, but difference is if you enter the true, then it's going to ignore the empty cell. Because sometimes, you may have a empty cell and it may not, proceed. Excel will give you an error. But if you enter true, then you ignore empty cells and proceed to the next.
So the concat is to combine cells, but the text join is to what exactly would be a good definition for what that's usually used for?
Well, text join can do more. You can do more things with the text join, because sometimes we skip the cell if it's empty. Then empty cell will give you some trouble because it's blank. Then Excel function may not work or give you different answers. So then you're going to use a text join. So some people prefer text join, other people prefer cancat because cancat seems like a simpler compared to text join. But in this class, I think I will just stick to cancat because text join you have those true or false can be entered in the text join. Actually, that's why I just deleted from your example. So just understand the cancat, that would be fine. Any other questions? So don't worry about text join because I want to make it, identical with whatever you have because it's just one more thing I have in my, note. So
I had one question, and I'll try to keep it brief. Just for future reference, when we're doing one case, such as the first module, and for example, I know this is not exactly referring to this case module, but the last one, I kept trying to do flash fill, and no matter how I read it in the book or I even Googled it, how I was supposed to do it, I just kept on getting error messages saying that there is no data to compare, or the data is already existing and it already contained the data, and it wouldn't let me do what it was trying to do. So I got stumped, and I didn't know what to do from there other than to move on and just turn it in without it being 100%. So I don't know what to do in the future with that. And also, secondary to that question is, will things that we practice in one module be on an exam at all, or do we just move on to the next?
Well, yeah. What was the last one?
So in regards to these modules in general, the first module, not this one, but the first one in case number 2, module 1, case 2, there was something called flash fill. And
no, not that one. What you mentioned at the end, something that...
Oh, would these examples be used in an exam, or do we just move on to the next thing that we're learning on? So if I don't understand flash fill, is that